Please be seated. Good afternoon. The SVCC Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff welcome our well-deserving candidates, their proud families, and friends to the annual Health Professions Pinning Ceremony. To begin our celebrations, I would like to introduce SVCC President Dr. Dave Helmick, who would like to extend his welcoming remarks.
Graduates, family, and friends, Sauk colleagues, welcome to one of the most time-honored events at colleges and universities across the country, including at Sauk Valley Community College, the Health Careers Pinning Ceremony. Now is a time for all of us to focus. It's a time to forget about life's little worries. It's time to put down our cell phones. It's time to stop worrying about who's going to die during the final Game of Thrones episode. It's time to be present in the here and now. Now, for the next few minutes, is a time to focus on the academic accomplishments of our wonderful nursing and radiologic technology graduates. Now, for the next few minutes, let's share in the pride and joy of this pinning ceremony. In the last month, how many of us, graduates and members of the audience, have been the patient at a hospital or clinic? In the last month, how many of us have had a loved one who has been the patient at a hospital, clinic, or nursing home? Think about how we felt or how our loved ones felt at this time. Perhaps scared, perhaps confused, perhaps just plain too sick to care about anything other than just feeling better. And for sure, if we were, in fact, the patient, we felt relieved to get far, far away from the hospital, clinic, or nursing home and back to the comfort of our own home. Our wonderful graduating radiologic technicians and nurses have the very real responsibility of helping us and our loved ones when we are the most vulnerable, the most scared, the most confused, and the most sick. We at Sauk Valley Community College take great pride that these wonderful graduating nurses and radiologic technicians have the healthcare expertise to do their jobs well, very well, to take care of us and our loved ones. We at Sauk Valley Community College take great pride that these wonderful graduating radiologic technicians and nurses have the compassion to do their jobs well, very well, to take care of us and our loved ones. Now is about you, graduates. Today is about you. And after this pinning ceremony and the following commencement, you are to be totally pampered. You are not to go home and cook. You may not do any chores. You may not take care of anyone or anything. Whatever you want, you get today and tonight. And then, when you wake up tomorrow morning, get over it. And get back to being that caring and committed healthcare professional you are, and make yourself and the college proud. Welcome.
Next, we will invite the various student representatives from their programs to reflect on their feelings and memories over the past 2 years. Representing the associate degree program is Claire Olvis.
I remember my first day of nursing school. I was so nervous. I didn't know anyone, and I felt so old. Mary Margaret said something that first day about how our classmates would become our family over the next 2 years. And I looked around the classroom and thought, I don't think so. Nursing school can be summed up by the famous quote from a Charles Dickens novel. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. I have never felt so out of control of my emotions as I have over these past 2 years. It was like being a toddler all over again. 1 minute you're laughing, the next minute you're crying, and all you really need is a snack and a nap. Nursing school is hard. It's exciting, it's exhausting, and overwhelming. You're trying to learn how to put on sterile gloves, read 10 chapters of your textbook, whilst carrying on with your life outside of school. I don't think any of us could have survived these past 2 years without the support of all of you. I know that at times you thought we were crazy, especially those first few months, and maybe last semester. My family would smile and say things like, "It's going to be okay, you can do this," whilst backing out of the room slowly with fear in their eyes. But it is because of the encouragement, the support, and the love shown to us by our people, our families, and our friends, who dried our tears and cheered us on, that we did survive, and we're sitting here today graduating as nurses. So thank you to everyone in our lives who have helped us to follow our dreams, the people who are here today, and our loved ones who are not here, but are with us in our hearts. Thank you. We appreciate you. Our nursing school careers also wouldn't have been possible without our instructors, and boy, did they get to know us well. They have watched us cry over select all that apply questions. They've seen our panic attacks before skills tests. They've heard us yell about case studies and smiled as we celebrated at the end of each semester when we passed. I know that we have given them a few grey hairs over the past 2 years, and I want to thank them for their patience and their guidance. Thank you for popping into the lab to answer our questions over and over again. Thank you for pushing us to think outside the box and for teaching us to be caring and kind and tough all at the same time. Most importantly, thank you for believing that each one of us had the potential to be a great nurse. Lastly, I would like to thank my classmates. We may have started out as a bunch of strangers with a common goal, but much to my surprise, we are ending as a family. We are all so different. There are 20-year-olds, 40-year-olds, men, women. Some are married, some single, some pregnant. How did that happen during nursing school? Some are parents. Others are superheroes that are single parents. Good job to you guys. There are extroverts and introverts. They are the ones who always follow the rules and the ones who don't wear gloves during skills testing. Some are procrastinators. Others have strong type A personalities. You know who you are. But just like any family, it is our differences that make it work. We have learned from each other. I am so thankful for the friendships that have formed, and I am shocked at how sad I am that it has come to an end. I feel honored to have gotten to know all of you and watch you grow as nurses. As we go out into the workforce, my hope is that we can all hold on to that passion and excitement that we had at the beginning and use it to make a difference in people's lives. And when you are having a bad day or you're feeling overwhelmed as a new nurse, remember that you have this family that believes in you and thinks you're amazing. So as I leave SARC, I feel a little nervous, and uncertain because my life is about to change. But I am 100% sure of this. The Sauk Valley area is about to be blessed with a group of incredible nurses. Thank you.
Representing Practical Nursing, Arisha Hubbard.
Can everyone hear me? Good? Okay. Got it. Hello, everyone. I am very honored and blessed to be speaking on behalf of my class to all of you today. To all of our friends and family and loved ones who have supported us throughout this year as we have taken the journey to become nurses, thank you. I wrote my speech and I rewrote my speech about 5 times. And that's why it was so late. Sorry, Mary Margaret. You know why? Because I couldn't decide what to say. I didn't know how to put the happiest yet hardest times of my life all together. At the beginning, I couldn't wait for this day. It's all I looked forward to. But as I started the journey, I realized what I looked forward to was starting to get closer and closer every day. Nursing school is hard. It's really hard. There are countless nights of not getting enough sleep, late night studying, or studying via Facebook because your study buddies live too far. And all we would say is, we want to take a fat nap. The massive amount of tears we've shed that often led to mental breakdowns. The weeks we had to study for 2 tests and try to figure out which class we could take the hit in. And I know we've all done it. Or everyone's favorite, clinicals at 6:45 a.m. But that was just a little bit of nursing school. It wasn't too bad, though. I would like to mention a few things that I've learned in nursing school. 1, when you think every answer is correct, but there is always a more correct answer. 2, if you don't know the answer, always go with your ABCs: airway, breathing, circulation. Thank you, ATI. 3, know your drugs, because there's always going to be more than one that you don't know on the test. 4, select all that apply. I haven't met one of those that I like yet. Not one. And 5, working on those full nursing diagnoses. I think it took me to the end of the semester to figure out how to get those correct, but I have a nursing diagnosis for us tonight, nurses. Stress overload related to sleep deprivation, social isolation, and unbalanced nutrition as evidenced by being a nursing student. But I didn't just learn in nursing school. I gained a few things also. I gained a new family. I made lifetime friends and countless memories that I won't forget. And even though our journey may have started out on different roads and we may have taken different paths, I'm glad that we all ended up here together. And all I can say is, buckle up, because it's been a ride. In ending, I would like to thank Sauk Valley Community College for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this nursing program, the instructors and staff, the wonderful, loving ladies in the cafeteria. There was many mornings we would not have made it without them. To the parents, spouses, significant others, thank you for believing in us and being there when we didn't believe in ourselves. And to my graduating class, I would like to leave you guys with this. No matter what letters you have behind your name, we have all worked hard to be here together. And not a day goes by that I will forget all the things you guys have done and all the support that we have given each other to make it through skills, exams, finals, everything. So what tonight means is not the highlight for a great applause for such token received, but rather assenting the individuality on how far to set your limits. And one last time for my class, putting my hands up because I didn't know what to do. Thank you, Constance.
Representing Radiologic Technology, Savannah Abradis.
Can everyone hear me okay? Hello everyone, I'm Savannah Abradis, and first I'd like to thank all of you for coming today, all the friends, families, instructors that have come from near and far to support us graduating today. I would also like to thank my lovely classmates for nominating me to speak in front of all of you. They're the best. And not to mention my clinical instructors and the technologists I've worked with at clinicals that could not be here today. Without them, I wouldn't be the tech that I'm turning into. Also to my friends and family in the audience, you know who you are. I'm sure you're all spread apart. For helping me to practice simulation testing late at night and over again until I got it. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. And for some of you, a couple of you that have come with me all the way to the college, I live an hour and a half away, to come be my patient for simulation testing. You guys rock. I appreciate all of the help and support I've gotten from everyone, my instructors, my classmates. Honestly, without you guys, I don't know what I would do. It seems like just yesterday I found out that I've been accepted into this program, and it's been a whole 2 years. It's been a wild ride. We've all laughed. I know we've definitely cried after not passing Sims just a day. And made it through this together and have had good days as well as the bad days. Definitely good days outweighing the bad. I think we've all found out how much stress we can endure being in this program. From starting simulation testing and finally passing all of our tests and being able to go to our clinical sites, starting another journey at a different clinical site in the summer where we knew no one, and doing physics homework instead of sitting by the pool, we finally made it to second year and began comping on surgeries and other fluoroscopy exams, which I'm sure not many of you know what that is. We've all worked so hard to reach this point, whether it was spending extra time at clinic to get exams we needed or driving to the school extra. I know not all of us live close to here, so we've all put in an insane amount of time. Just at clinicals, it's about, we've had, I think, 1,800 hours in these last 2 years, and a lot of energy, sweat, and tears into this. It's everything. And then we did a lot of fundraising to go to the ISSRT conference, selling candy bars, and doing Adopt a Highway, sporting those cute high visibility vests, and poking at each other with trash grabbers, and having mini funerals along Route 2 for the roadkill. Traveling to Chicago to RSNA at McCormick Place and staying overnight in Peoria, we've definitely had a lot of fun together. We've gotten so close and bonded and became such good friends. I would never forget any of you. In the end, all of our commuting, staying up all night studying, literally all night, and getting up at 5 a.m. for clinicals was all worth it, whether some of us are going into radiation therapy, CT scan, or nuclear medicine, or even just starting a new job. I'm so honored to have been able to spend these past 2 years with an amazing group of people. Here's to us, RTs of 2019.
Now we will have the presentation of candidates. We ask that the candidates will stand one row at a time. For pictures, please come to the north end to the stage. We do a row at a time. For those that are pinning one of our candidates, when you see your pinner stand, if you would also stand, and our student ambassadors will help direct you which way to go. The Associate Degree Nursing students will be pinned by Anja Delmont or a person of their choice. Chelsea Asbury. Claire Olves. Megan Larson. Caitlin Brown. Annette Katie. Sherry Cushing. Katarina Dirks. Isabel Espinoza. Lisa Everly. Christy Fredericks. Nicholas Garcia. Carrie Grease. Brandy Grobe. Courtney Grobe. Victoria Haig. Ronald Hicks. Andrew Jacobs. Emily Kitzmiller. Emily Kruger. Tiffany Markle. Carlton Marshall. Michaela McCoy. Drake Myers. Kennedy Palmer. Samantha Parks. Hope Rasmussen. Crystal Redenauer. Elena Sanchez. Ashley Schilling. Jennifer Seberg. Brianna Shepard. Karen Smith. Shannon Smith. Sarah Sarachin. Ryan Sturts. Carlos Tomas. Christian Williamson. Our radiologic technology students are next. Savannah Abratis. Madison Billhorn. Allison Bush. Cynthia Castillo. Itate Esquivel. Tatiana Esquivel. Christy Gentry. Lindsay Inskeep. Abigail Marquez. Kaylee Morgan. Allison Newman. Courtney Ryan. Elizabeth Rosler. Caitlin Schmidt. Emily Schultz. Kylie Stull. Andra Trink. Addison Wisson. The next group of students will be our practical nursing. Christine Adams. Tracy Berkey. Aubrey Bush. Amy Bushman. Amber Cooper. Sonia Ernst. Christina Fitzgerald. Amber Haskins. Arisha Hubbard. Stephen Humphrey. Natalie Jones. Shannon Kennedy. Marissa Rosengren. Maribel Sandoval. Jennifer Schlichting. Farrah Staples. Sandra Yaki.
sad feeling we've met before. Tell me that you don't think I'm crazy when I tell you this has come here and now. A moment like this, some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Some people search forever for that one special time. Oh, I can't believe it's happening to me. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Everything changes, some things remain. Something so wonderful I can't explain. Well, I may be dreaming, but still lie awake. Can't we make the time last forever? And I'll cherish all the memories we share. A moment like this, some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Some people search forever for that one special time. Oh, I can't believe it's happening to me. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Could this be the greatest time of all? I want to know that you will be here when we fall. So let me tell you this. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Some people search forever for that one special time. Oh, I can't believe it's happening today. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like
Special recognition awards. These awards are given based on the following criteria: leadership, service, perseverance, patient advocate, professionalism, and enthusiasm. For the ADN students, this student's peers said that she is a take-charge person, always smiling and hopeful, a great leader. She's always positive and embodies what a great nurse should be. This year's ADN recipient is Emily Kruger.
Well, I wasn't expecting this. So I'm just going to make up a speech real quick. First and foremost, I want to thank God. If it wasn't for him, I couldn't be here, so I just want to give glory to God. Secondly, I want to give thanks to my family and friends who have supported me. This journey I tried to start 12 years ago, and I'm just now becoming a nurse. So I'm so thankful for all of your support, and my classmates. I'm going to miss you guys so much. I'm so thankful for each of you, and you're going to be amazing nurses. So thank you.
For the LPN class, this student's peers shared that she always has a smile on her face, is respectful, and always professional. This year's LPN recipient is Sandra Yaki.
Wow. Really, guys? Thank you to my KSB family, to my Yaki home family for putting up with my personality changes over the last year. Couldn't do without our instructors. Just thank you, classmates, just for hanging in. We can do this. We were meant to be great, compassionate nurses, and we've got it in us. So thank you. Have a great night.
The radiology class had these comments about the classmate they chose for this award. Always friendly, has a positive attitude. She is encouraging and helpful, has taken on many leadership roles in the past 2 years, always strives to do her best. The recognition award goes to Emily Schultz.
Well, thank you, you guys. I was not expecting that. I'm like getting teary-eyed. Thanks to my family for putting up with me basically the past 2 years. It's been rough, but it was all worth it. And I'm so glad I got to know all of you guys. And I made so many friends that I would have never made before. And thank you to my instructors, clinical instructors, and all the techs that helped teach me, because I know I'm going to be a great tech because of those guys. So thank you.
Guests, SOC faculty and staff, and honored graduates, good evening. In 1996, I was hired to teach anatomy, physiology, and microbiology at this little community college in Northwest Illinois called Sauk Valley Community College. And for 15 years, I did just that, until I recently moved into administration. But as you might expect, I got into teaching for the extravagant salaries. Well, actually, I got into teaching because I knew that I could change lives through the power of education and through the power of kind and encouraging words. Some of my favorite moments were, and still are, this pinning ceremony, where I get to see the proud faces of the graduates transformed by education and sheer determination. You should be very proud, graduates. You worked really hard to get here. And if you didn't know, the world is watching tonight. We're on Facebook Live. So on the count of 3, we're all gonna celebrate for a second to show the world how proud we are. So that's everyone. 1, 2, 3. Take that, Facebook. All right. So I have the unenviable task of following all these amazing speakers tonight. We've heard words from Dr. Helmick, from Claire, from Arisha, from Savannah. Thank you so much. They were amazing words. And so I'm going to tell you a few words as well. But before we get there, think about the words you've heard tonight. You've heard words of humor, right? You've heard words of advice. You've heard words of sacrifice. You've heard words of confidence. You've heard words of thanks. So now it's my turn to give you a few words. And I want to tell you, when I think about healthcare professionals, which you are, and by the way, let's do this one more time, because you are. When I think of healthcare professionals and when the audience thinks about healthcare professionals, I think of these words. These are the kinds of things I think about for our graduates. I think that they should be calm. I think they should be patient. I think they should be organized. I think they should be intelligent, confident, hardworking, dedicated, just a little bit crazy, maybe, right? And no, I know that that's not one word, by the way. I know that that's multiple words there, because you're not crazy. You're just a little bit crazy. And the reason that I think that is that you put yourself into situations that are life and death. And to me, that makes me very nervous, and I am so proud that we have folks that can step up and do that in our community. But really, when I think of two words about health professions, I think of those that are empathetic, and I think of those that are caring. And so I could continue on with more than 10 words, right? It's impossible to define you in 10 words. But those last two words of empathetic and caring, I think, really exemplify what it means to be in this profession. A person should only go into the health professions if he or she has a strong desire to help, right? So thank you again, graduates, for your dedication to helping others. Graduates, as Dr. Helmick mentioned, this night is all about you. Until right now. You've had an entire ceremony, right, dedicated to your own accomplishments tonight. But let's take a moment to thank all of those that have helped you along the way. To all of your family and friends who have supported you, we give thanks. To all of your fellow students who heard you complain and complain and complain about how hard the program was, but also supported and loved you along the way, give your fellow students thanks. To all the faculty who have engaged you in learning from subjects as diverse as Aristotle to zygotes, let's give thanks. To all of the Sauk Valley staff who have encouraged you along in your journey, and there are many, many of them that helped, we give thanks. So congratulations again. And remember, this journey could not have been completed without all of that support. Unfortunately, there is one staff member who could not be in attendance tonight, the Assistant to Health Professions, Therese Wood. I would say that most, if not all, of the graduates know Therese. She is the central cog to our health professions program, where she keeps the rowdy administration and the rowdy faculty in check with her wit and her common sense. Not only did Therese miss tonight, which is one of her most special and favorite nights, but Therese missed her own graduation last week. Therese, after several hard years of work, graduated with her master's degree in biology last week from the University of Nebraska at Kearney.
So we're going to do that again. So I proclaim that in lieu of an official graduation ceremony for Therese, hope you're watching Therese on Facebook Live, that instead of an official graduation ceremony, that we give her a round of applause for her accomplishments and we wish her well. And despite what it says in the program, there is one more speaker to come, but thank you.
These pins mark you for life as a symbol of the profession you have joined. It is a strong, distinguished group. Accept your obligation to do the right thing. Know that you are privileged to help others. Patients do not need you to be perfect, but they do need you to know they can rely on you. Change will continue at an exponential rate. However, the fundamental aspects of caring and lifelong learning still apply to all practice. You have accepted the duty of taking care of patients and each other. We place ourselves in your good hands. As Steve Jobs once said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. When you look back on your career, we hope that you can say you did great work. This concludes our ceremony for this evening. Thank you for coming. The stage party and candidates will exit first. Please join us in the West Mall for refreshments and the Dillon Mall for professional photographs. Thank you.